especially with Arthur Smith as the offensive coordinator, that they would run the ball better than they have. But instead, it's been all on Aaron Rodgers, and it will be again tonight. Now, the story, in my opinion, is what I talked about a moment ago. I think it all comes down to how well this defense for the Steelers is able to hold up against this rushing attack for the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, the defense of the Steelers that does not have T.J. Watt available tonight. Moments ago, their head coach, Mike Tomlin, stopped by with Lisa Salters. Lisa.
Thank you, Joe. Mike, one of the challenges for your defense tonight will be slowing down Miami's run game. How do you do that without T.J. Watt?
You know, it's about us. The quality of our play, our connectedness, our will. Talent is one thing, but what you're willing to do is another. I'm excited about watching them play tonight. It's an electric atmosphere, man. We honor some Hall of Fame guys for our organization, and so it's just exciting.
And you do have Aaron Rodgers. You're at the top of the division in December with 4 games left. Why is Aaron Rodgers the perfect quarterback to lead you guys down the stretch?
Because he relishes nights like tonight. Not only does his resume say that, but his day-to-day says that. And so I'm excited about watching him do it.
Thank you, Mike. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Joe.
All right, Lisa, thank you very much. Coming out of the fog on this cold night in Pittsburgh, this crowd is ready to go. Set to take off.
Talking about it, and the only way to change that, of course, is to win a football game when it's cold, and it's certainly cold enough tonight. Now, the decision by Mike McDaniel to take the football after winning the coin toss, I like that. The way that they've been able to run the football, we'll see if it pays off. But I like the aggressiveness here to open up the game.
Devon Achane in the backfield, injured his ribs in the first half last week. The play action and able to hit the tight end. And a nice catch and run after the catch by Julian Hill, his 12th grab of the year. And a gain of 20 right out of the gate.
Yeah, and right out of the gate, they go with 6 offensive linemen, which they have shown a lot of. But with the running game, you see how everybody reacts to that. No one in the stadium thought that they would come out, play action on the first play of the game, as efficient as they've been running the football. And you can see the effect that it had and how open he was.
20 yards to start the night for this Dolphins offense. Fake toss, and now swung out to Achane, who ran into his fullback Ingold. And on the play, it is going to be a loss of 1. Patrick Queen was there to force him out. As we look at this offensive line, their center is outstanding and has all the attention of Mike Tomlin on the other sideline. Aaron Brewer having a great season. We know about Tagovailoa, but he is trying to find Achane and Waddle and Washington, and their tight end is Darren Waller. We've already seen a catch by Julian Hill. 2nd and 11. Achane over the right side, trying to hurdle and got tripped up. Nick Herbig is out there, a gain of 4. And 3rd down coming up.
Tell you, Ingold, he's the fullback, and he's just not quite able to make the block. Herbig gets just enough because, boy, they had a crease right out there on the outside of the perimeter of this defense. Achane, he might have been out the gate if Herbig doesn't get just enough of him to trip him up.
And Achane, as fast as there is in the NFL at the running back position, he's averaging just under 6 yards a carry. 3rd down and 7. Play clock at 1. Tagovailoa trying to sneak out. Pass incomplete. It's 4th down. Waller the target. And pressure by Nick Herbig to force that early throw. It's 4th down.
That's a good job by this Pittsburgh defense on that 3rd down there. No motions, no shifts, which is a little unusual for the Miami Dolphins. They do as much of that as anybody in football. They just line up, snap the football, and they roll coverage to that side. And just good job by this secondary, which has gotten a lot better from when the season began.
Joey Porter Jr. was defending. His dad will be honored at halftime here at Acrisure as Bailey hits the punt. Austin lets it go over his head and into the end zone for a touchback. Good effort, but Ethan Bonner could not make the play. 50-yard punt. Here comes Aaron Rodgers. No score. They need help, and they need to win out to have any chance of getting into the postseason. They lose tonight, they're done. Play action from Rodgers. He is able to complete. That's Jonnu Smith, who came with Jalen Ramsey in that trade for Minkah Fitzpatrick before the season, a gain of just 1. And here are the numbers for Aaron Rodgers, the 4-time NFL MVP.
Pretty modest as far as Aaron Rodgers goes over the course of his career, but I think it's been a feeling out process with him and offensive coordinator Arthur Smith. As I talked about coming into this game, a much different look from what you would expect from Arthur Smith, but more along the lines of what we've seen from Aaron Rodgers over the years of his career. So a heavy influence on this offense.
Kenneth Gainwell over the right side, and he gets hit and dumped. Play made by Rasul Douglas, who's playing great at corner, and he steps up and fills that little gap out there on the edge. No gain on the play, and we will look at the offensive lineman for this Pittsburgh Steelers offense, and then the backs and receivers. We'll see Jaylen Warren and Kenneth Gainwell. DK Metcalf is the big target on the outside for Aaron Rodgers. It's 3rd and long. Here's Gainwell. He's not going to get it. Nice tackle is Douglas, and Jordan Brooks, who's having a tremendous season for the Dolphins, got out there to make the stop.
Yeah, really good job defensively by Miami. First of all, just the fact that they did not jump off sides, as we know.
So the Steelers go 3 and out. Waitman hits the punt, high hanging punt. Washington will stay away, and after 2 bounces, it's in his lap. And he returns it to the 30, where Skoranek makes the tackle for the Steelers. 48-yard punt, 7-yard return. Second possession for the Dolphins. On the road, no score. Second possession for the Dolphins. Hill in motion, and a handoff is to Achane, and he hits the hole hard, as he always does, in a gain of 6 to start this possession.
Yeah, he sure does. Achane, I think if you were to time him in the first 5 to 10 yards, he's got to be as explosive, if not more. They are going to run the football because they've run it so well. His numbers are even better than they were to begin the year.
Here he is again on the toss. He gets some blocking, and there he goes. Big play for Achane. Got a good block from his fullback, Alec Ingold. And Achane is pulled back up to his feet after a 14-yard gain.
Alec Ingold more, so yeah, he can play the short game or the long game.
They fake it to him. Pass over the middle to Waddle. Another first down for the Dolphins. Quick throw from Tua, and Achane on the sideline. So Ollie Gordon is in the game. Tyreek Hill went down in week 4. Here is a shot for Waddle, underthrown and picked off by Asante Samuel. Samuel, neck surgery last spring. Looking for a new team, and he's landed with the Steelers. He's in his 3rd game, first start, and he makes his presence felt. An underthrow by Tagovailoa, and an early turnover. Steeler gets picked off by Asante Samuel Jr., and it's Steelers ball at their own 19.
We're not done. Eight's coming. We got 158.
He called out Judon, saying he was coming on a blitz. Judon did not. The ball comes out, but Warren was down in a gain of 6. And let's go back to the interception thrown by Tagovailoa.
Yeah, here's the route to Jaylen Waddle. He's going to run a corner route we have seen from Tua throughout the season.
Here's Warren getting the handoff, and he's going to be a yard short of the first down after a gain of 3.
Where you're just not quite sure what it is that he's seen or not seen. But I know Dolphins fans have seen a lot of this now that he leads the league with 15 interceptions.
They've got Hayward under center.
Chill.
Yeah, Hayward's got 6 carries on the year, and they're all quarterback sneaks.
And here he is carrying it, and it's close. Looks like he's short. 6 carries, 11 yards on the year, and this one comes up just short. It's 4th down. On his 7th, analytics says go, and they are going to go, at least line up with Hayward again. They go, and he got it. 1st down, Pittsburgh, as Hayward is able to get up over the top a bit and get a 1st down for the Steelers.
Yeah, this defense,
Weaver trying to figure out a way to slow down Rodgers here tonight after that big game at Baltimore. He has to come underneath. He's able to hit Gainwell, and Gainwell got smacked. No gain on the play, and these Dolphins defenders are making some tackles on the edges as Melifonwu made that stop.
I think Anthony Weaver's done a nice job. Just some of those looks against Baltimore and brought the deep ball back into this offense.
Rodgers really working the hard count tonight. Dolphins have not bitten, and there's DK Metcalf. As the ball is into Miami territory, and a completion of 21 yards after a 7-catch, 148-yard day against the Ravens.
Well, really good job. Jonnu Smith.
Rodgers hasn't changed at all.
No, I look like a 20-year-old Rodgers there.
On 1st down, Warren gets it and almost broke it. Hanging on for dear life was Ashton Davis, and a gain of 5 on the play.
And it's a good point that you bring up, Joe, because when you watch Aaron really over the last few years, his last year in Green Bay, last year in New York, and then this year with Pittsburgh, he really has not gotten the ball down the field as much. And he's had to rely more on just getting it out of his hands quickly. And that tends to happen with quarterbacks as they get up there in age. So he hasn't had a lot of intermediate type throws like what we just saw out of DK Metcalf.
Fake the throw, hand to Warren, gets to the edge and tripped up, and another strong tackle. This time it's Jack Jones.
Well, these corners for Miami, they're really showing something. We saw Rasul Douglas. He's made a couple tackles already in this game, and then in the open field, Jack Jones, and not making Jones miss. It's something to do on the sidelines. He must not be getting the plays the way he wants them.
3rd down and 3. Quick setup and throw. Pass is low and no good, and it's incomplete for Calvin Austin. Rodgers had him and could not get it to him, and now on 4th down and 3, the offense will stay out there for Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, I think if you look at it and you say, well, they went for it a moment ago on 4th and inches backed up, that where they are right here, this is, I don't want to say a no-brainer, but it kind of is based on where they are on the field.
Don't forget about the hard count from Aaron Rodgers. He's been working it a lot tonight already. They go quick. And a completion out on the edge. That's Gainwell, and that's a 1st down. And anybody waiting around for the hard count, they might have been surprised because the Steelers went in a blink and a gain of 8.
Well, watch Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Loves throwing him the football and loves having him as a teammate.
Hand off to him here. And he's brought down with a loss on the play of 1 as Jordan Brooks made the stop. Gainwell, 4 years in Philadelphia, won a ring with the Eagles last year, a 5th-round pick in 2021. And he's now backing up Jalen.
Position. They run the ball okay, but their biggest contributions have really been in the passing game.
Rodgers slings it out to Warren. And a hit by Chop Robinson.
Hard as they have played from that moment on this 4-game win streak, that's the type of defense we've been watching.
Hard count doesn't work again. 3rd and 11. Rodgers in trouble, and down he goes. And out of field goal range are the Steelers as Jordan Brooks is up to 3.5 sacks for the year. A loss of 10, and that is how the 1st quarter will come to a close.
What a great treat in springtime for all of those cities rather than have it in New York City every year.
Waitman hits it. Washington lets it go over his head and into the end zone. Dolphins ball, still no score.
Santa, just got my letter No, I'm not.
To Jalen Wright, and he doesn't get much. Stood up. Patrick Queen was in there, a gain of 2.
Go back and take a look at some of the interceptions that we've seen from Tua Tagovailoa. But he also knows that if they are by chance going to get in, they're going to need a little more out of him.
Here is Waller, who gets that pass on a slow developing play, but ends up getting knocked out of bounds right at the line to gain, and they're going to give him a first down. We go down to Laura.
Well, Joe, just a quick observation. Earlier in the game, Tua was not putting a jacket on the sideline or doing much to stay warm. After the interception, very intentional about staying warmer with a jacket on and also keeping his left hand, of course, his throwing hand, as warm as possible.
Yeah, Laura, he went to high school in Honolulu, went to college in Alabama, took his talents to South Beach, and now he's playing on a 17-degree night in Pittsburgh. As Achane bounces over the left side, a nice gain on first down as he picks up 5, and Alex Highsmith made the tackle.
You know, people think because Aaron Rodgers spent so many years in Green Bay that he loves playing in the cold, and he said, hey, I'm a California guy. I live on the beach. I like walking around with my shirt off. He says, I don't like playing in the cold either.
5. Here is give to Achane on 2nd down and 5, a gain of 3. Talk about the numbers as Patrick Queen starts to mix it up a little bit. Tua has thrown for below 175 yards per game during this 4-game win streak. And they have featured the ground game, and coming off a 241-yard rush day in that win at the Jets last week. 3rd down and 2. Tagovailoa is going to get it with his legs, or tried to, and on the slide may have come up half-yard short, and he did. Wow. He had a shot at it, but when he went
Call for short.
a moment ago, Pittsburgh went for it on 4th and less than 1 from their own 28. Right now, the Dolphins are lining up for a punt.
Some reinforcements around the fracture site. That allowed him to go under center this week, even less, just a brace on it.
And he and that brace able to find big Darnell Washington, who just will not go down. A gain of...
I mean, this guy's just about as big a tight end as you'll ever see play the game, and yet he has the ability to run. I mean, he's a unique talent.
3rd down and 3. Rodgers, time runs out, and Sealer got it. So the last couple of possessions have ended on a sack. First one by Jordan Brooks, this one by Zach Sealer.
Well, Sealer's able to get home, but you're going to see that Darnell Washington and DK Metcalf at the top of this route, it's confusing as to what's happening there in the middle of the field. And come on.
It is. It was supposed to be Mike. And Mike.
It should all look as good as Howie.
Don't try to make up for it. Achane over the right side gets 4.
That's the truth.
There he is.
There he is. That young Howie Long.
2nd down and 6 for Mike McDaniel's offense. Crowd tries to get into it. Tagovailoa keeps it. Looking for Dulcich at first, and now just has to throw it away. Dulcich was out there, but he was well covered, and Tagovailoa had no... High snap, kick is good.
Kyle Pitts would have a big night. Guy that loves the state of Florida.
Here's a short
defense offsides and then getting their shots, and we've heard it through the field mics, and he's been unable to affect this group for Miami.
Here's a nice start. Jonnu Smith broke a tackle and then gets to tell the Miami sideline how good that play was. It's a first down for them.
When you're playing in a Arthur Smith coach offense hasn't had quite the same amount of opportunities.
Let's go.
Play clock at 1. Warren will try the right side, and a decent gain. Jonnu Smith, just to put numbers to it, 88 catches, 884 yards in a Pro Bowl season for the Dolphins last year. And again, he came to Pittsburgh with Jalen Ramsey, who's now playing safety on the defense for Minkah Fitzpatrick, who started his career in Miami, and now he's back.
We haven't gotten into Jalen Ramsey, who made the transition to free safety a few weeks back, and he is really something back there playing safety. He's a guy that he could have been an all-pro safety if he had begun playing safety earlier in his career rather than corner when he went to Jacksonville.
Wide open is Darnell Washington, and he will rumble for a first down. Ashton Davis couldn't bring him down, and it's a 13-yard pickup for big number 80.
Well, Aaron Rodgers loves this run-pass option. He's reading the outside right here, and as soon as he...
3 minutes to go in the half. Rodgers protected. Gainwell, laser from Aaron Rodgers, and Gainwell is out of bounds right at the line to gain, and they're going to give him a first down by his presence in the huddle.
Well, that has an impact on the teammates, no doubt. And Thielen last week had just one reception, but I know Rodgers was thrilled to get him in the lineup along with Marquez Valdez-Scantling because of their veteran experience.
Here's a toss to Gainwell on first down, and he turned that into something. Is able to get out of bounds, and a nice gain on first down, forced out by Jones, but a gain of 4.
And to follow up with what I was saying, that I think some of the frustration this year for Aaron Rodgers has been just some of the young players that they've had, and there's been too many mental mistakes, guys not being where they're supposed to be. And as a veteran quarterback, you know, that's what you're looking for, and teams have rolled then coverage to DK Metcalf, and they just haven't been able to take advantage other than going to Gainwell. So who knows, maybe over tonight, the next few weeks, maybe we'll see these veterans, Adam Thielen and Marquez Valdez-Scantling, get more opportunity.
That was him on the sideline. The good thing with Aaron is you just never know, right? You never know when he's wearing them right now. 2nd and 6. Both backs in there. Rodgers looks left, drops it off to Gainwell, looking for a block. He got a block from Zach Frazier, the center. It'll be 3rd and 1. A gain of 5.
Yeah, pretty good design play there. They run
week 15 tilt. 3rd down and 1.
Green 18.
Toss to Warren. He didn't get it. Now it's 4th down, and now the decision. Timeout by Miami. Douglas and Fitzpatrick are going to combine for that stop, and we'll see what Mike Tomlin wants to do.
Back draw with Aaron Rodgers anyway. Now they'll get Hayward in there.
Hayward's back in at quarterback with the snap, and he got it. 2 for 3 in tonight's game. They blow that play dead. This is going to be a first down for the Steelers. With the ball.
Green 18.
Rodgers has all day. Gainwell, he found him, and now Gainwell is out of bounds near another first down. Jack Jones made the stop, and that's going to set up 1st and goal.
You see Aaron Rodgers is pretty good. They go big people.
Route on that first down play. Here's a little push to Gainwell, and there is nothing there.
That might be a face mask.
Brooks. And Gainwell, it is a call against the Dolphins. That'll move it half the distance to the goal line. And it's Jordan. Not out there at the moment.
Here's big Darnell, number 80.
Red wins. Red wins. 34.
I'd run behind him.
Warren. He's down short of the goal line. They'll move it inside the 1. 2nd and goal.
Behind.
Back to Warren. He got met in the backfield and did not get in again. Jordan Brooks. And now 3rd down and goal.
Well, they come back with the same play, Joe, and they're trying to get Darnell Washington across, and he's just not able to make the teams that, even though they're not mathematically eliminated, they're close.
Hayward under center. He gets shoved. No signal yet. Now it is. Touchdown, Steelers. They go on top. Extra point is good. So Connor Hayward gets his first career rushing touchdown. And big Darnell Washington was behind to push him home. 4th carry. Here's a handoff to Achan. And that'll do it. By the way, Ollie Gordon, his backup, is questionable to return with an ankle injury. And we are through a half of play, and that man has been busy. Connor Hayward with a touchdown carry for the go-ahead points a moment ago. It'll be Warren near the 5. Tripped up, knocked down at the 29, coming out after halftime moments ago. Laura caught up with Mike McDaniel.
Thanks, Joe. Mike, what do you want to see improve offensively in the second half?
Well, I think they just need to control the line of scrimmage and take advantage of those 3rd downs.
All right, thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Joe?
All right, Laura, from the 29 on 1st down, a handoff is to Warren. He was iffy a couple of days ago. Showed up on the injury report with an illness, but he's looked pretty good here tonight. Gets 6.
Has done here down the stretch, and they were kind of trying to find themselves a little bit, just like their offense, and through a good part of this season. But they have played solid football.
Delayed handoff. Warren again able to push the pile, and he is just short of 1st down yardage as we check in with Lisa.
Yeah, Joe, I just spoke to Mike Tomlin, who said they came into this game wanting to slow down Miami's run game, and he's pleased with the way his defense is playing. He said, we're getting off the field on 3rd down. We're possessing the ball. Our time of possession, we've owned that definitively. He said, now on the offensive end, we've just got to convert some 3rd downs. And he said, we'll win the game.
Yeah, right on cue, Lisa, as they hand it to Jalen Warren 3 straight times. And
up by the 6-yard run on 1st down by Jalen Warren to start this 3rd quarter.
Warren out, Gainwell in. Quick snap. Gainwell finds a little room over the right side. Survived a hit. And out of bounds. See where they mark him. As it is, he ends up carrying it for 38 yards. That's the longest play of the night for either side. And you see the rush offense the last 3 games.
We're good. 319.
Ground attack has been ground to a halt coming into tonight. Here's another good run by Gainwell. Broke a tackle in the backfield and turned that into a 3-yard pickup.
Yeah, that should have been a
second half for the Steelers.
319.
Try to go to the air here. Rodgers end zone's got his man. Touchdown, Marquez Valdez Scantling. And the 2 teammates from their days with the Green Bay Packers connect with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the first catch for MVS is a 19-yard touchdown.
Well, you can see Valdez Scantling, and he comes across. They've got a crossing route. They got man on the one side, zone on the other. And when Valdez Scantling comes across, no one then is in man coverage running with him. And it's just an ISO route essentially on the front.
And then Marquez Valdez Scantling from 19 yards away. No doubt. He's got his team in first place in the AFC North. And out in front of the Dolphins here tonight. Best starting field position for Miami tonight, and Achane gets knocked down by Cam Hayward, who's been doing it a long time in year number 15. But Troy, after what we saw yesterday from Phillip Rivers, who we will see a week from tonight at home with the Colts against San Francisco, coming off the shelf at the age of 44.
Rivers, I thought he was about to pull it out last night. That's a tough place to go play after a hiatus of 5 years.
Here's Ingold. He gets met by Malik Harrison. Third down coming up.
He could very well be named the league MVP, and I think it'd be hard to walk away when you had a year like that.
Here's a blitz. Tagovailoa knocked down by Jalen Ramsey.
On third down in the first half, continue here in the first, and in the second half, and that's been the story for them offensively.
Here's Austin on the return, not much. Jalen Ramsey with a career-high 3 sacks. He had 3 sacks his career coming in over his first 9 years. He's got his third
one last week, and we talked about earlier in this ball game. It's been a while since they've strung together back-to-back wins, but they'd hate to throw back a big victory last week with not finishing up business tonight.
Here's DK Metcalf, his second catch, and he gets tripped up by Bradley Chubb. The Steelers open this game with 3 straight punts since they've gone back-to-back touchdown drives. And they start this possession with a 5-yard completion to DK Metcalf.
Yeah, and they change up the tempo a little bit here with a little bit of a hurry up on second down.
Here's Washington. And it was Jack Jones who drew the short straw and had to come up and make the tackle. 5'11", 175 against.
Knowing how good he is at recognizing it and catching teams with 12 men on the field.
Here's Gainwell. Big hole up the gut. And Gainwell got 10. An 8.
Yeah, substitute at your own risk.
They mark Gainwell short, so now he gets it here and gets plenty more. First down. Over the middle, Gainwell again. Yeah, we should get into it. It's been an offensive line that's been really healthy. They've missed only 1 start between right tackle, right guard, center, and left guard. It's Seumalo, who missed week 10 at the Chargers, but they're on their 4th string left tackle, and the first NFL start for Dylan Cook, and we haven't called his name tonight, and that's a good thing, as Troy said.
Yeah, and only 13 career snaps prior to coming into this game. So not only has he not started a game, he just simply hasn't played really any football.
Steelers dominating this third quarter. This is nearly picked off by Jordan Brooks. And wouldn't that have been exactly what the Dolphins needed? He tried to get it going to the ground and came that close.
Boy, that was so close, and really just a great athletic play by him, because for him, where he started, and to be able to read that and work under Freiermuth, that would have been a heck of a play. And if he'd been able to finish that, not an easy catch for him by no means.
Rodgers had completed 13 straight. Third down and 6. And timeout. Play clock was at 1.
Surprised to see him go for it.
They're outside of field goal range. Now they bring Gainwell back into the backfield. And now he goes out to the right. Quick throw, wide open, Freiermuth. His first catch. And a first down to the 26.
You can see right here in the middle, he's so worried about DK Metcalf that he's going to turn and run because he's got to cover that seam with that 2-deep look. Metcalf goes outside, and it just opens everything up right in the middle, and that's the impact that a guy like Metcalf can have on a catch.
They hand it Gainwell. And well played by the Dolphins defense as Minkah Fitzpatrick made the stop.
Yeah, that was a big third down for the Miami Dolphins, and now they just got to hold on and hold them to 3 points. It just feels like a touchdown here, and this game's gotten away from them for no more than what we've seen out of their own offense.
All Pittsburgh. Looking left all the way. Now back. Rodgers. Freiermuth. They can't hook up. Third down.
We talked about Dylan Cook, and the fact we haven't called his name is always a good thing for an offensive lineman, but you want to recognize what he's done tonight as well. They're number 60, and he's working against around this league that he's a guy who deserves more playing time.
On third down. Got it to DK Metcalf. And fighting his way for the touchdown. Pure strength.
And Davis, who read it the entire way, just not quite able to get there.
28 yards for the touchdown.
Him turning that into a touchdown.
Here's a quick throw. Achane out on the edge. And there's nowhere to go. Hayward. Thought you were talking about arm strength of DK Metcalf. He threw Minka Fitzpatrick, who was trying to make a tackle off to the side and just worked his way into the end zone. Good play here by Hayward, and a loss of 2.
Yeah, right now, I don't think the Dolphins can get away from really what got them here tonight, and that is the run game. But here in this second half, Devon Achane over 6 yards in the first half of carry. But not in this second half. They've really kind of shut him down, but this offense runs through him. And with 4 minutes in the third quarter, there's still time. If this turns into a pass-a-thon for Miami, it's only going to look worse.
This one is nearly picked as Highsmith was there, and Tagovailoa almost threw it right to him.
Yeah, he just simply, he could have a lot more interceptions than the league-leading 15 that he has.
Steelers playing without T.J. Watt. Defense is doing just fine without him at the moment. Tagovailoa brought down by Wilson. And this Dolphins offense cannot do anything. It's fourth down.
It looked like Westbrook-Akine.
Brandon Eccles. And it's Jordan Brooks who delivered the hit to avoid the first down. And now a flag comes in after the play. You saw Brooks and Freiermuth get into it a little bit, and we'll see who it's against.
Yeah, if this is a penalty on the Dolphins for taunting or after the play, this is going to be unbelievable. We saw Jordan Brooks on the sidelines after the last touchdown drive by Pittsburgh, and he was pretty worked up. And you could tell he still is based on the hit he put on Freiermuth.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, taunting, defense number 20, a 15-yard penalty, first down. That is number 20's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul towards potential disqualification.
We'll go back and take a look at the end of this play. Here he comes in at the end of it with the hit on Freiermuth. I personally didn't see anything after the play, but we'll take a look at it and see if we can't follow it.
Stay alive. The third first down that the Steelers have picked up via penalty on Miami.
That one hurts. They'll run this thing now down into the fourth quarter.
Isaac Seumalo came out of the ballgame. Here's a nice run by Gainwell. Spencer Anderson took over at left guard for Seumalo, and he was involved up front blocking, so their good left guard is out. Anderson, who's typically the extra offensive lineman, comes in to take Seumalo's spot.
Yeah, and Seumalo, he's Pro Bowl player from last year. He's the ringleader of that offensive front, and you never want to lose any of your starters. Talked about some of the health that they've had overall through the year, with the exception of left tackle in recent weeks. He's a good one.
Seumalo in the medical tent as Gainwell gets a first down on the ground. And a gain of 2, and we're coming up on 1 minute left in the third quarter. And it was that call against Jordan Brooks that allowed this drive to continue for Pittsburgh.
Well, you get into the fourth quarter and you have an 18-point lead and possession of the ball. A lot of things have to go wrong for you.
And one flag on the play. Rodgers is going to try and pick up some yardage, which he But they end up losing to Seattle in a game where the Seahawks did not score a touchdown. Here, quick throw. That was a thing of beauty. Freiermuth inside the 30. Hit in stride by Rodgers in a gain of 22.
You see Melifonwu, he comes up and he's the guy who has to try to then make the play, and he's just not able to get him on the ground.
First down at the 29, fourth quarter underway. Back to Gainwell. One-on-one with Dodson. Dodson makes the stop. Got a good block from Fautanu and a gain of 5.
Well, a little surprised there on first down that Miami, understanding they're down 18 points, they played coverage. They had 2 deep safeties, and Rodgers, there's no question, he's going to just hand the ball off and run against that look. And I just think that Anthony Weaver and this defense, they've got to sell out. They're at this point in the game, not a whole lot to lose. I mean, they've got to come after them and see if they can't create some havoc.
Second half, the Steelers are at over 7 yards a carry. This one to Warren out of the backfield. First down plus. And now the Steelers offensively have hit their stride. They're getting yardage in big chunks here in this second half.
Well, I kind of felt coming. That was such a big win for this Steelers organization last week, and I think maybe the biggest.
Has taken over at left guard for Sam Oliver. Here is a toss. In the backfield, Jonnu Smith. And a rushing touchdown for big number 81, his first rushing score of the year. For Smith, his first rushing touchdown since 2020 with Tennessee. And another piece of that trade between the Steelers and the Dolphins makes it. The route is on. It's 28-3, and the Steelers with 4 straight touchdown drives for the first time in over 7 years.
Hall of Fame, they're in Cooperstown.
Thank you, guys. Thank you all. Thank you, partner of 24 years now, as Eskridge has a nice return for the Dolphins. Yeah, there's home of the Pirates. I always wanted to. I did it forever, and I didn't have a chance to do a postseason game. I don't believe here in Pittsburgh. It was always a great scene when they made it to the postseason. But man, I had some great partners like I've had with you. Thanks for 6, and like I learned with you, just lean on the people you work with, and they can make you better. But I was floored by that announcement and that phone call that I got this past week. And
well deserved, and to be the first father-son duo,
yeah,
pretty awesome.
Everywhere I go, he has been there before.
That's not a bad thing.
No.
And you've been right on his heels the entire way.
Well, thank you. Back to this for 14 yards to Achane. And that's their first down since there was just under 7 minutes left in the first half. So the offense tonight, as the Dolphins with a loss here tonight, will be eliminated from playoff contention, even though their chances were slim at best anyway coming in. They would be eliminated with a loss, and they're trailing by 25 as they toss to Achane. Left side gets 9.
Well, I think you look at this defense, it's a roller coaster this year, and it's far from being over. But they are about as confident right now as they've been at any time all year.
Here's a completion to Waddle. Jalen Waddle is brought down near the 26 and a gain of 16. And Waddle was a little banged up on that last play. He will check out, and that'll slow down the proceedings for this offense. It was trying to go up tempo, and now the play clock is at 2. Tagovailoa. That is the tight end Waller, and that sets up 1st and goal. Darren Waller with a grab of 19 yards, and here are the Dolphins knocking on the door with 10.5 to go.
Well, that's the best throw we've seen from Tua Tagovailoa tonight. These are throws that we were kind of used to seeing there for a couple of years, Joe, when you're talking about his completion percentage and some of the things they were able to do through the air.
They do know they're down 25, I would assume, and on first and goal, Tagovailoa has to run for his life and ends up throwing it out of the back corner of the end zone. Achane, the closest one to it. Raider down there at second and goal.
Well, when Tua starts scrambling, you kind of expect something not so good to happen.
Second and goal now from the 6. Another one to the end zone, and a jump ball that's caught by Waller for the touchdown.
There's a lot of contact there. He makes the catch, so that's the good thing. There was a lot of contact at the top, and it was if they're not going to call PI, it was really good coverage as well. But Tua just throws it up to his big guy and lets him see if he can make a play, and he's able to.
They're going to go for 2. Waller's got 8 inches on Asante Samuel Jr., who had the early interception in this game. And now going for 2. Julian Hill earlier in the year. Back in the end zone, no chance. Waller, who got the touchdown, was the target. And it's 28-9 with under 10 to go. So the Dolphins get a little offense going in this second half. Nice strong catch by Darren Waller. His 5th of the year. 4th quarter in Pittsburgh.
But he also said, Joe, that he didn't think that Alabama was going to lose twice to Oklahoma.
And Laura will be at both those sites. And hopefully the travel situation will be better for Laura.
No kidding.
This upcoming weekend than they were coming into this game. So the Steelers get the ball. They've gone on 4 straight touchdown drives, and I'll be watching that. Declare for and tried to get an onside kick.
No, and they didn't go hurry up either. So I'm not too surprised. I think the Dolphins, after a 1-6 start and winning 5 of 6, 4 in a row, I think they've kind of run out of gas.
It's 3rd down and 6 here. Timeout, Pittsburgh. Steelers have won 22 straight.
Well, that explains why Mike Tomlin was so happy to see us on our call the other day. You know, he knew it was a Monday night home game. He said, well, we can put that in the win column.
3rd down and 6. Here's a quick throw. Warren has blocking, and where are they going to put it? They're going to put it right at the line to gain, and it's a 1st down. Meanwhile, the last time the Steelers were here in that game against the Bills, when the Bills were just running all over the Steelers, there were fire Tomlin chants. They're going to say it's 4th down.
I like it. I love it. I think it's great. But I could see where there's a little bit of a rub from time to time by some of these teams.
But you're going to start singing a Tim McGraw song. Here's a return by Malik Washington. Gets to the 15, and that's it. 8-yard return after a 48-yard punt. Tua Tagovailoa back to work. Trailing 28-9. Well, look at this Steelers offense, which got it their night on a touchdown.
And it's been all Steelers really ever since.
Steelers with over 100 yards rushing in this half alone. Here is a completion to Jalen Wright out of the back. 10. 2nd and 1. Ollie Gordon back in there. He was nicked up with an ankle injury in the first half. Here is a catch by Julian Hill, and he survived the hit from Patrick Queen and gets a 1st down. And Hill gets up pointing at Queen, who delivered the blow.
Coming up, certainly nothing dirty with a hit.
We're going to go under 6 minutes to go in this game. Tagovailoa is sacked by Hayward. Highsmith had pressure, and Cameron Hayward gets the sack and a loss of 7.
Yeah, Savaianaya has played exceptionally well again this season.
You see the 91 career sacks. Tagovailoa wide open. Dulcich makes the catch, does not go out of bounds. And we are over 5. Dolphins' longest play of the night, 29 yards on that completion to Dulcich. Here is a catch by Waller, and then a low hit by Asante Samuel Jr. Under 4 to go. Second and 6. Here he is again. Waller has a touchdown tonight. Now he's got a first down. Queen on the tackle, but a gain of 9.
Well, now they're going to try to speed it up a little bit. I'd be interested to hear what Mike McDaniel has to say about it after the game, but they just kind of waved the white flag as far as this fourth quarter is concerned.
Here is Achane. Now the clock will stop. 3:19 to go.
I want a little McGraw, you know. I like it. I love it. I mean, come on, let's do it.
Tagovailoa is just running around. He finds Achane, who takes it back into the field of play and takes it down inside the 15, thereby staving off Troy Singing as we will go under 3 minutes to go. 18 yards for Achane.
I do like this Achane. Man, you know what I really wish, though? I wish when he first came into the league, everybody was calling him Achane, and then he...
And now timeout Pittsburgh. Steelers are thinking, hey, if you guys don't want to stop the clock, we will. Look at the remaining.
This team could be interesting if they're able to get in with a division win.
On first down, Tagovailoa slides through. End zone. Catch is made. Touchdown, Waller. His second in a row.
Aaron Waller, touchdown, Miami.
And again, the Dolphins will go for 2.
Well, good job by Waller as he's working the batting.
Tagovailoa can't find anyone early. And now over the middle, Dulcich cannot make the catch. And it remains a 13-point game with 2.5 to go.
Yeah, Dulcich, he was open. He was open pretty early on, just waiting to get the ball from Tua. I like him too, getting ready to watching him as we came into this game, but he's over there in the right.
And it looks like Riley will kick it right off the ground. So how can Patterson give the Dolphins a chance? They got a chance, and in the end, it's Hayward who makes the play. Adam Thielen could not initially, and back there is Connor Hayward. Has opened up a new world.
It's a bad feeling if you're Adam Thielen.
It's a bad feeling.
I don't think that's a country tune. I think that's a rap song. Okay.
Whatever genre you want to go with. You may want to not ask Tim and go somewhere else.
58.
Here's Gainwell, right side. And the Dolphins with Gainwell runs into Rasul Douglas. Timeout Miami, and Douglas slow to get up. No gain, 3rd down and 6. Phillip Rivers was emotional in the post-game press conference yesterday. 44 years.
Roethlisberger and Ben Roethlisberger, who was honored here tonight, going into their Ring of Honor, and rightfully so, and the great career that he had, along with Eli, who's a Hall of Fame finalist this year as well. And both those guys having won 2 Super Bowls, and sure wish Phillip Rivers had an opportunity to experience that.
There's the veteran. Here is, oh, what a great effort. Skoranek is the one that knocked it back. And this ball is down inside the 5 at the 2. Ben Skoranek downfield. 2:04 to go. First down from the 2. More work for Achane, and we are at the 2-minute warning. 1:57 to be exact. You talked about number 8 smiling tonight. He knows where the camera is too. 2nd down and 6. Here's Waller, who's got 2 touchdowns in this game. By the way, a little oddity. This is the first game in NFL history to feature 2 tight ends, each scoring a rushing touchdown. Connor Hayward. 3rd down and 1. Tua takes his seat, and right there is Asezi Otomewo. And that's the 4th sack of the night for Terrell Austin's defense. It's 4th down. Tunga Bailoa. 4th down and 3. The drive will continue. In this game, Mike Tomlin and Terrell Austin just took away the run from Miami. They dared Tua Tagovailoa to beat him, and they couldn't get that done. Rush yards, just 64 in the ball game. Highsmith coming off the edge. Tagovailoa steps up and nearly on a deflected ball throws the interception, with Joey Porter Jr. waiting for the deflection from Nick Westbrook-Akine.
Well, you look at this game, Joe, and what happened is they just early on, they just simply were not able to convert on 3rd down to sustain any drives and continue to get the ball then to Devon Achane. And I mean, that's how it works. And they had been converting on 3rd downs in the other games in which they were able to win, because you're not sustaining drives, and then it's all on Tua in the passing game. And as you mentioned, they're just not capable of doing it. But this is just the bizarre last few series, and they don't go hurry up. Now they're going hurry up, they're calling timeouts. It's hard to understand exactly what the philosophy or what they're trying to do.
2nd down.
So the delay of game on top of it. I thought Rodgers looked good in this game. He's coming off the good one against the Ravens. It's like he's turned back the clock a little bit. The arm was strong, accurate, and I think adding those vets has lifted him a little bit with Adam Thielen and Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
I don't think there's any question. Valdez-Scantling, of course, had the touchdown. Thielen was more of a blocker tonight than he was contributing as a receiver, but we've been around
years. Rodgers 2 touchdown